Hello everyone. Welcome to Kathy Rain 2 Soothsayer. I didn't even know this game was coming out or being made or anything like that. It makes sense because they put out the director's cut edition, which is like a remastered version with a little extra. We're gonna play it. I just discovered, also look at the animation for her shoelaces, like flowing in the wind. Isn't that awesome? Anyways, yes, I'm going to be playing this game, and it's hopefully gonna be fun. Let me look at the options real fast. I think everything is fine. Yeah, that should be fine. Alright, let's go. I will give you guys a recap just in case, because if you guys haven't played this game or watched my gameplay of it, I recommend doing one of those two things. Especially playing the game. Like, give the devs some love, because this is an awesome point-and-click, like, mystery, thriller, sometimes supernaturally kind of game. It's really fun. So yeah, anyways, if you want to skip this, then, I don't know, maybe I'll put a time somewhere for when it ends, somewhere on the screen, if I remember. If not, then I'm so sorry, but yeah, we're gonna do a recap real fast.
In 1995, my grandfather died in Conwell Springs, my hometown. I returned for the funeral after being away since childhood.
Oh, are we clicking?
In 1995, I returned.
Okay. Oh, I see.
I learned that my grandpa had been investigating strange occurrences surrounding a mysterious presence in the forest. However, something happened to him in the woods, putting him in a vegetative state for over a decade. To solve this mystery, I teamed up with Eileen Summers, my college roommate. A Christian nerd and a biker badass. It was a match made in heaven. A local church turned out to harbor a secret cult worshiping the malevolence in the woods, referring to it as the Old God. An endangered hallucinogenic flower, the red scythe, was somehow connected to the Old God's power. As we came closer to the truth, a servant of the Old God made himself known in dreams and visions, the Crimson One, a scheming trickster. Things came to a head when the priest of the corrupt church, Isaac Price, abducted Eileen, intending to offer her to the Old God. I managed to track them down and have Isaac thrown in jail, but Eileen was in a catatonic state and was about to suffer the same fate as my grandfather. I continued alone and found my way into a great field of red scythes in the depths of the forest. Greeted by the Crimson One, I descended into the Old God's bizarre realm, a place straddling the line between the physical and the otherworldly. The powers of that place tried to break me. My past trauma was manifested and turned against me, including my shadow, an evil doppelganger. I defeated these foes and emerged back into the real world. As I left Conwell Woods, I set the flowers ablaze to eradicate the evil at its root. In my absence, Isaac Price took the coward's way out in his jail cell. When I returned, Eileen had awoken. She was safe. It was time for us both to go back home.
Nice. Yeah, that sums up the first one. This game is intended for mature audiences and contains graphic depictions of horror, explicit violence, suicide, and other disturbing imagery. Viewer discretion advised. Preston, key your mouse to seat. Okay. You've been warned. It looks so good. 1998, 3 days later. 3 days, 3 years later. Sorry. Yo, dude, I love your boots. Oh. Hello.
We're closed.
Wow, she looks so different. Kitty!
For fuck's sake.
Get that kitty cat.
Hey, kid.
Oh, Lucas.
Gee, what happened to you? Looks like somebody's been through the ringer.
You should mind your own business, old man, before I bring up your ex-wife.
Oh, shit.
Hey, now, I'm just looking out for a former student of mine. You're always my business.
Former student.
Oh, I bet I am. That's the only way a has-been like you could ever stay relevant.
Oh my god.
Ha! Yeah, that must be it. Now, you gonna invite me in and just let me stand here like an asshole?
Do assholes
Fine,
stand?
come in then. You want some coffee?
Yeah, I got enough, old sis, thank you very much. That brew you make is rancid.
Oh, I did that on purpose. I wanted to do detective work, not dumb chores like some airbrained secretary.
Feigning incompetence, huh? Clever move.
I guess so. I just wish that shrewdness of mine could make me some money.
There's my segue. Did you hear the news on the Soothsayer?
I never took you for a sucker, Lucas. This is Cassidy. There's no way that reward is legit.
You're wrong. Mayor Adams is different. He's the real deal.
And you know this how exactly?
Well, because it just so happens that I was hired to find dirt on the guy. I got nada. Zip. He's a total Boy Scout.
Whatever. We're still talking about a serial killer. Do I look suicidal to you?
Kinda. You passed out at noon, stinking of booze, and that eviction notice hanging over your head isn't doing you any favors.
Oh.
That's none of your concern. I'm handling it. I just need a goddamn case. A normal case. Free of homicidal maniacs.
Don't know what to tell you, kid. Things are looking kinda dry on that front, you dig?
Oh, God. Please don't try to sound hip, Lucas. Your Dick Tracy imitation is cringeworthy enough.
I suppose you could always pawn off that bike of yours.
No.
Buy you another month or two.
No. Yeah, tell him, kitty.
Tell him, Mildred. Lose the Catmobile? I'd rather chop off my left tit.
Ouch.
I may be a has-been, but I'm fairly sure that self-mutilation won't do you much good. A couple $100K, on the other hand.
I love money just as much as the next girl, but, I mean, this isn't just a long shot. It's about as likely as Mildred turning vegan and taking up juggling.
Come on, one more case, for old time's sake. 50-50 split.
What?
How could anyone beat my rugged charm and your youthful vigor?
Lucas, we both know you're about as charming as a clown at a funeral. And the last time I saw my vigor was 3 tequila bottles ago.
All right. I know what I'm beating. I'll drop it.
Look, thanks for the tip. I might actually take a shot at that bounty, but you need to accept that we're not a team anymore.
Oh.
We had a good run, but I have my own thing going. Look, see? My name is on the frosted glass and everything.
I can respect that. You're not allergic to a little quid pro quo from time to time, though, are you?
Now, that I can do. That's how the world works anyway. It's all just an endless circle jerk of quid pro fucking quo.
I don't quite see things that way, but my door is always open if you'd like to discuss the case.
Sure. May the best woman win.
You telling me I'd look good in a dress? Later, kid.
You might.
Bye, Lucas.
The Soothsayer.
Well, it's not like I have anything better to do. I should have information on the Soothsayer somewhere in this room.
I assume that is the name of the serial killer. Wait, spacebar, hold, display interactables. Oh, wow, that's a lot. Holy shit. Okay, we're gonna really explore. Also, I'm currently reading a book, that is about this PI, essentially, funny enough, that, he got his hand cut off, and, it's kind of funny, but it's very short. It's like 130 pages. It's called The Last Days. I forget who it's by. The real title for it, because The Last Days is like the complete thing with like a foreword and a whatever, all this stuff from other people. But it's actually called like The Brotherhood of Mutilation or something like that. And it's this PI that during a case got his right hand chopped off, and so now he's an amputee, and then these two people from a cult of amputees like kidnaps him to solve a murder, but like in their cult it's like a great honor to amputate yourself, and like the more amputations that you have, the more like respected and revered you are. And it's really goofy in a lot of ways, but it's also like, oh my god, in a lot of other, it's a horror book, but it's also murder mystery. And I'm so curious about it. And I started reading it yesterday, but I thought that was kind of funny that they're PIs and she referenced chopping off her left boob. And that
What
just
bills?
reminded me of that because I'm
Never
reading it
saw
right
those.
now.
Nope, no siree.
No bills.
Thanks for the headache, you Mexican jerk.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yeah. Maybe there's something about the killings in these papers.
Maybe. Mayhaps. Is there?
All right. I found a few interesting articles about the most recent murder.
Oh, yeah? Oh. Okay, cool. I'll look at them in a second. I don't want to go to Cassidy. Newspaper rack, we looked at the bills. Picture of Cassidy.
The city we're in, unfortunately.
Where were we last time? It wasn't Cassidy, it was somewhere else, right?
Various reference books and technical manuals.
Bad.
My biggest fan, as depressing as that is.
Haha. We're so funny.
Empty. All this gumshoe has left upon is her dignity.
Oh. Phone. Oh. Do I have to use it?
Thankfully, I don't need to make any calls right now.
Okay.
Every time I pick that thing up, I pray there's still a dial tone.
That makes sense. Phone book?
The yellow pages. Handy for looking up people and businesses.
Yeah, dude. We don't have those anymore, do we? I mean, you can just look up someone's phone number online now, right?
I should grab this in case I need to snap some shots.
Yeah.
Just outdated casework. Can't bring myself to take them down.
I wonder what it's about, though.
My private investigator's license, issued last year.
Ooh.
I was worried how Lucas would react, so I applied for it behind his back. I couldn't have been more wrong, though. That old fart has been nothing but supportive since then. An article in the Chicago Tribune about the Whitmore affair. My big breakthrough case last year.
Ooh.
I've been meaning to get it framed, but I've been too busy with important things. You know, like drinking alone. My radio, with a built-in cassette player. I prefer the quiet right now.
I don't have this exact one, but I got like a mini little radio with a cassette player recently. Because I really want to collect cassettes again.
Ball.
Oh my god.
Couldn't agree more.
Oh. Oh my god. No.
Plotting world domination
Do
as
it
usual,
again.
Mildred? I better get those pets in then.
Oh my god. Oh, I love them.
Mildred's abode.
That's so cute. Does it tell you? Oh, okay. Stuck drawer.
That cranky drawer is stuck good. I know Eileen had some magic trick to get it open. Too bad she's not around. It's a plastic laminator. A machine used to encase paper and other thin objects in transparent plastic. I mainly use it for fake IDs.
I see. I was about to say, like, what do you use that for as a detective? Answering machine.
When there's
I
new
didn't look at
messages,
that.
it blinks. It's high-tech like that.
Oh my god. Let's see. We did the safe. We saw the books. We saw the fan. We saw those. We saw that. We saw those. We haven't gone out yet. We saw the certificate. We saw blah, blah, blah. We haven't checked outside.
Nothing out there but a brick wall and a bucket load of misery.
True. I like her rug. Oh my god, so many things. Wow. She's got the kitty clock.
Keeps me in perfect timing.
I like your digs.
Every biker worth her salt has got a box like this somewhere. Extra helmets. Eileen used to wear one of them back when things were different.
Did we break up? I know they're not, like, a couple, but, like, did they friend break up? Do you know what I mean?
Useful things for when the Catmobile needs a tune-up.
I like Eileen.
Useful things for when the...
Oh, I see. Okay. Makeup.
Nah, I'll live with my current
Where's
face.
the on the table?
This might be useful.
What was that? A brush? A mirror? Oh, I gotta look at the
Uh-oh.
photo.
That's quite a tequila face you got there, Kathy.
If that's your tequila face, damn, girl. Wish I looked like you.
Eileen and me, before Rain investigation started going downhill.
Oh.
We worked great together, didn't we? I wish things didn't have to go the way they did.
Which way did they go?
Ugh, don't make me hurl. I'm way too hungover for coffee. No time to do the stupid dishes. I've got a case to solve.
Yeah, stupid dishes.
Standard electric oven. Barely used. Various
Spice rack.
spices and condiments, gathering dust.
Huh. We did though. Spice rack. Yeah, we got. Okay. Fridge. Postcard.
A postcard left by Jimmy Cochran, that strange old geezer I met at a mental institution a few years ago.
Yeah, I remember him.
He was discharged a year after we met, and for some reason, he seems to think I had something to do with it.
I remember him from the first game.
I better not open that. Wouldn't want the mold to spread.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a photo I took of the West End Bridge here in the city back in the day. Teenage Kathy had one of those artsy photographer phases.
Okay, closet, dartboard.
No fun alone and sober. My walk-in closet. It's a real mess in there. I better not open the door, or I'd risk spilling all sorts of shit out here.
I wonder if her house smells like, and thus her office smells absolutely disgusting. If she's got like dust and mold and like all, like she just doesn't clean ever and it's alcohol everywhere, like I bet her office does not smell nice.
How's it hanging, Lampy? I better put that away later, for Mildred's sake. That little rascal has proven that, yes, cats can get drunk.
That's funny.
Still same old Cassidy, City of Gleam. I shouldn't need to bring that. There's storage on the bike if I need it.
Scarf.
Maybe later. The red one goes better with this set.
Yeah, well, the red one is classic.
Manhunt. I prefer their old material, but their latest album wasn't half bad.
Cryptic Chads.
Oh, Cryptic Chaos.
Oh, it's chaos.
Can't wait till they're back in town.
It looks like it says Cryptic Chads.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I figured the room needed some extra groove. I wish, but if I don't shape up and get some work done, I'm gonna end up sleeping somewhere way less comfy.
True. It's the daily struggle, isn't it? Okay, I think that's everything. So let's go out and about. Girl Scout. One more pet.
I've already caught myself a little serial killer, haven't I?
Oh
Your
my
secret's
god.
safe with me.
She's so cute. Ugh, gosh. What a pretty cat.
I should probably examine these articles I found
Oh my god,
first.
I totally forgot about them. You're right. Alright, so let's see. I have a notebook. I have a stun gun. A pew
I
pew.
call her Judy, the most stunning lady this side of the Mississippi. She's my electric go-to gal when things get rough.
Well, yeah, and we used, maybe it wasn't Judy, but we used a stun gun in the first game, right?
My lighter. Used to belong to my dad, but now it's mine. Plenty of fuel inside.
I forget what his name is.
My expert lock-picking set. Not many locks can withstand these little fellas.
Especially if you know how to use them. Makeup
My
brush.
trusty makeup brush, an oh-so-important part of stopping my face from making children run and scream. My Michiru instant camera. It's loaded with plenty of film.
Cool. Sure. Deborah. Soothsayer targets best-selling author Cassidy's serial killer hits high-profile victims. Age 49, the one and only Deborah Sinclair was tragically taken from us. She was stabbed to death, on May 8th in her iconic cabin. In the cabin? The chilling signature mirror left on the scene made it clear she had become yet another Soothsayer victim. So they use mirrors for some reason as their, like, mark or something? Is that what I'm getting? Well, okay, anyways. We are told by sources in the Cassidy Police Department that there was no sign of a break-in and no items of value were stolen. The cause of death came as no surprise. Acute blood loss caused by sharp force trauma. The circumstances surrounding this crime are strikingly similar to the original casualty of the Soothsayer, Rose Taylor, also a middle-aged woman stabbed to death in her home. This makes 5 victims in 3 months. Wow, 5 victims in 3 months? And the lack of results on the case is starting to anger the citizens of Cassidy. Mayor Adams gave the following statement on May 11th, and it's the 20th now. I'll be the first to admit that I hope to see swifter progress concerning these killings. We plan to evaluate more radical measures in the coming weeks. The chief of police had no comment. Plumbing and repair replacement. Okay, so what are on these sides? Got outdoor gear. Dock strike continues. The city docks remain silent as workers strike enters week 3. Oh my god. Talks between union leaders and management have stalled, causing significant disruptions to trade on the Mississippi. So are we in the South? Grand opening, 24 hours a day. Rivera's mural finished. Renowned muralist Julio Rivera's latest masterpiece finally adorns the city center, weaving a visual narrative of resilience, aspiration, and hope. Cool. Science fair winners. Announced. Bright young minds converged at the annual City Science Fair last weekend. Maria Chen, 15, secured top prize with her innovative water purification device, marking a promising step towards a cleaner, greener future. Woohoo! Pest control, got it. These numbers I imagine we'll have to use at some point. Or at least one of them. Final Cassidy mine closed. On May 11th, the only remaining active mine in the greater Cassidy area ceased its operations, marking the end of an era. One cannot help but wonder if the city of Gleam will be able to find a new identity to fill the void that its most lucrative industry left behind. I don't know. And this was May 9th. Wait, what? Hold up. Oh, I see. This is May 13th when that... Because I was like, wait, but he said something on May 11th. How could that be? Because that's the 13th. This is the 9th. Okay. Soothsayer viciously murders Deborah Sinclair. The famous writer's life has met an abrupt end. Sinclair with her signature... What is that? Yaoponti? We are devastated to report that the 5th victim of the Soothsayer was none other than acclaimed author Deborah Sinclair, one of the most recognized faces of Cassidy. Loyal readers of Sinclair may realize that the previous victim, Jane Doe, was slain on the publication anniversary of Storm Chaser, one of Sinclair's classic novels. Oh, Storm Chaser. Okay, hang on. Should I be writing stuff down, maybe? I'll just keep that in mind for now. A simple coincidence, or do these murders have a deeper connection to the author? The murder... What if she's not actually dead? Sorry. The murder occurred in Sinclair's famous writer's retreat near the border of the National Park. The National Park Service, NPS, was first on the site and is currently in control of the crime scene. As the NPS lacks the necessary training and resources to conduct murder investigations, we should expect that the crime scene will soon be handed over to the Soothsayer Task Force at the KPD. They have a whole task force? Wow. For now, the body has been transported to a city morgue awaiting clearance for a pathological examination. Chief Ranger Samuel Walker had the following comment. We are still establishing all of the facts surrounding this crime. Sorry. Please be patient. We all want to do right by Deborah. Deborah Sinclair was a longtime friend of the Gazette and led a prolific life with more than 30 novels published during her lifetime. On this sad day, we mourn the loss of a cultural icon, and we pray that her death will be the last at the hands of the Soothsayer. I mean, I hope so too. I wonder if we'll need that sports car specialist. Deborah. Power something concerns? A massive West Side power outage last night raises questions about Cassidy's aging electrical infrastructure and the urgent need for modernization and investment. Historic statue vandalized. The iconic statue of Founders Square was defaced last night with anarchist. Okay. I thought it said Antichrist propaganda at first. I was like, what? With anarchist propaganda sprayed across its base. Authorities are investigating a worrying link to the ever-growing sprawl, Cassidy's equivalent of Los Angeles's infamous Skid Row. Yes.
All right. I think that's everything I've got on Deborah in here.
Cool.
When I'm ready to leave, I should be able to learn more about the other victims at the library.
Let's go. But also, should I just...
Cassidy's first and only serial killer. The only thing standing between me and a massive payday.
Cool, cool, cool.
Deborah Sinclair, celebrity author and one of the most famous Cassidy residents. She was recently stabbed to death by the Soothsayer. Maybe I can find out where that cabin of hers is located. Someone has to know where it is.
Yeah. Yeah, see? Research
I should be able to learn more about the Soothsayer at the library.
Oh, I understand. Okay, so this is what things we can ask, I think. This, I think, has been updated slightly. We got phone numbers and then to-do list. That's nice. To Cassidy. Oh, hell yeah. Look at that bike. Look at them shoelaces. I almost called them wheels. That was funny. City library, let's go. Oh, I'm so excited to be playing this again. Umbrellas.
Nah, I got one at home.
Under my umbrella, Ella.
No thanks.
Ella.
Ballet is not my kind of scene.
Yeah, I get that. I love ballet though. It's really pretty. Plant. You
That
like
an
plants?
actual avocado tree? Sure looks the part.
Free
So
shavacadoo.
apparently if there's a fire, I'm supposed to run through those gigantic double doors 10 feet away. Phew, I'm saved.
Plaque.
A plaque with some prominent donors. Interestingly, Deborah Sinclair is listed here.
Oh. Sinclair has donated to the library.
Ugh,
Okay.
Plenty of bad memories from this place. Being forced here for school was the worst.
Wait, did we...
The old librarian lady was the meanest hag you could imagine, and she had it out for me from the start.
So were we in Cassidy last time? Just like in a different area? Computer, librarian... Can't really click on anything. Let's check out the
Workstation
computer
for
real
the
fast.
librarian. If I need to search for books, I could use the computer down the hall.
Okay. Let us speak to the librarian.
Hi, I need some help, please.
Of course. How can I be of assistance?
The Soothsayer?
I'm looking to find some information on the Soothsayer.
Ah. Quite a few people have taken an interest in that case lately.
Yeah.
That's so. Well, I'm not scared of a little competition. So, you got anything for me?
Yes. I would direct you to the microfilm viewer at the end of the hall. We have full scans of all of the major newspapers dating all the way back to the 50s.
Perfect. I should be able to browse those for some articles about the murders.
Indeed. If I may ask, what is your own interest in the case?
You probably heard there's a reward, right? I'm a PI, and money is tight, so...
I see. I suppose we each have our own ways to make a living.
Know anything about Deborah?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
Quite a bit. Do you have a more specific line of inquiry?
Sure.
What do you know about the murder?
I believe she was killed at her writer's retreat, stabbed to death. The police say the MO was similar to the other victims, with the shattered mirror and all that.
Where's this writer's retreat located exactly?
There's an area called Bear Creek, just on the border of the national park. Sinclair owned a small cabin there.
All right, got it. That's a decent drive, so I think I'll head out there tomorrow.
Okay. Bear Creek, new location added. Nice. I have more questions. What kind of books did Deborah write?
What kind of books did Deborah write?
She dabbled in many different genres over the years, but her main bulk of work could probably be defined as horror, mystery, or a combination of the two.
Hell yeah.
Afflicted, Dead Ends Meet, and the Jenny Payne trilogy are some of her most well-known titles.
Huh, okay. Was she working on a new book when she died?
I believe so, yes. But I don't have any details to share.
I don't know who killed her, but I suspect him, honestly, because he's the first person that we meet, but that could be a red herring, right? He's just like a fan and also works at the library that she donated to. And if it turns out that she is missing like a manuscript, that's very much like a, I think that's a plot line in Monk or Lucifer. It could be a plot line in a lot of murder mystery type shows, investigation type shows. But like, if it is about like the manuscript, then I would want to look into her editor. Honestly. Was Deborah a popular author? I mean, yeah, but
Was Deborah a popular author?
we read that in the newspapers.
Yes. Even before her death. Afterwards, her popularity has reached astronomical levels.
I can imagine. Borrowing one of her books now is out of the question, right?
Probably.
Correct. 6
What?
months wait minimum.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I figured.
Wow. I just started using my local library to read more, because I have the Kindle app, which isn't my favorite, but like I use Libby, and I don't know why I can't get my phone to want to read out of the Libby app. It's always like you have to do it out of this one of these other ones, like Kindle or Nook or whatever, and so I'm like, all right, get the Kindle app, I guess. And so I'm reading a lot more because I'm not like buying the books, which sounds weird, but like my issue with books is that I buy the books and then I just am not in the mood to read them at the time because I'm in the mood to read them right when I've bought them. So it's kind of hard, but it's a lot nicer to be able to read these books and then just kind of give them back after, either when I'm done with them or after 2 weeks. It's really nice. But there is a book that I've been really, really, really wanting to read. I want to read it, to read, and it's been on hold. Like, people are waiting to read this book also for, I don't know, a few weeks now. And so I finally put myself on hold for it in line, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna have to wait 5 weeks for that. And I was like, just like, damn, that means I'm like person number three, because it's a 2-week wait period. So someone's got it right now, and then there's 2 weeks after that, and 2 weeks after that, and then I get it for 2 weeks. But anyways.
What do you know about Deborah's private life?
She had quite an interesting life. Adopted as a child, and her adoptive father, Sebastian Willis Sinclair, was an accomplished author in his own right. Deborah's birth mother was a young homeless woman, and her father was a Native American. Deborah spent much of her life trying to track down her biological father, unsuccessfully. Perhaps in some part due to her roots, Deborah's books have often contained subject matter inspired by Native American religion. She was childless and unmarried when she passed away. Rumors say she was gay, but God knows tabloids are quick to jump to conclusions. I don't think she ever clarified that matter to the public.
Well, it's not really their
business. If you are curious to learn more, I would highly recommend her acclaimed autobiography, Unbound.
Oh, I might check that out. Thanks for the information.
Okay. I think that's all. What is... Oh, that just closes it so we can... Wait. Ask about the sign.
This place has been around for a while now, hasn't it?
Well, that depends on your frame of reference, but the library turns 110 next year.
That's a while.
Damn. Must be one of the oldest buildings still standing in the city then.
Most likely, yes.
That'll probably be important later. What if there's secrets below?
I don't want to ask him about that.
Oh, okay.
I saw that Deborah Sinclair was one of the financial contributors to the library.
Indeed. This place had gone through a rough patch, and I'm told that her gift came just in the nick of time, saving the library from closure.
That's interesting. I wonder if perhaps it has something to do with the library, which would mean he's suspect number one for sure. But, like, what if she was working on a manuscript that would have, like, sold out? Like, if her donation had anything to do with something covering up, like the library covering something up, and she donated money to it to also help cover it up or whatever, but now she's like, I need to come clean with this, and she's gonna write it in her book or whatever, and then the person that knew, maybe him, was like, you know, then I don't know.
I don't want to ask him about that.
Okay, what about the plant?
I don't want to ask.
What about this?
I don't want.
What about that?
Those boxes over there can be rented anonymously, right?
Yes. Would you like me to set that up for you?
Not right now. But if I'm evicted in a few weeks, I might just take you up on that.
Oh, I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that.
Yo, me too. What about the magazines?
Can I borrow one of those magazines?
Yes, but only for reading here in the library. You're not allowed to exit the building with them.
Wonder why that is.
Got it. Thanks.
All right. Is there a way to... I don't think... Can I? No, there's not a way to, like, walk around, so it's just whatever would have been in reach.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Cool.
Very well. Good luck.
Thank you.
You can rent one of those if you lack a fixed address. Let's hope things don't come to that.
That is very nice. Do all libraries do that? I have not known a library to do that, but if they do, that's actually really nice.
A bunch of magazines. Mostly celebrity gossip, it looks like.
But I might just not know about that because I've never had to use that particular thing, you know?
If I need a book, I should use the computer.
Okay. This is a pretty library. Two stories, little bust.
Some local hero from the Civil War, I think? Well, either that or Beethoven. That guy gets around.
You know who else gets around, which really surprised me when I was a kid and I was reading his autobiography? Benjamin Franklin was a ladies' man. Can you believe that? That's
okay,
crazy.
Let's see here. It would take ages to look through all the microfilms since the killings began. So maybe I can figure out on what date the murder prior to Deborah's occurred.
Ah.
Hopefully I can deduce the date of the previous murder from the articles I picked up at the office. When I have a good date written down, I can view the corresponding microfilm and look for useful information.
I see. Okay. Microfilm shelves. So I have
Microfilms containing images of scanned newspapers.
Organized by calendar date. Got it. Microfilm viewer. Ah, I see. I understand. Okay, so I was just looking around. Let's look at the computer first then. Get the information we need. Check it out. Ooh, I love how she sat. No results. Search for a book. Okay. Deborah Sinclair. Afflicted. 1991. Nice. I was not alive yet, though. Kiona Thunderheart, Native American. Tribeswoman. Sorry, Native American tribeswoman and daughter of the chief. I don't know why I thought that A was an equal sign, saying, like, she is a Native American woman. And that's when I was like, tribeswoman. Oh, this is a sentence. And daughter of the chief is forced to hunt down and kill her own father after he becomes possessed by a Wendigo and threatens their whole village. Yo, that sounds rad, actually. Unavailable. Mostly because of the Wendigo thing. Dead Ends Meet. 1995. Unavailable. A distant, lonely couple falls in love after meeting in a vivid, shared dream. The pair becomes obsessed with reuniting in the real world, whilst opposed at every turn by Mr. Clock, a mysterious and ruthless adversary. 1980? Hold on. Okay. Hannah's dating life had been a whirlwind of charm and mystery. Every man she meets seems perfect, yet something is strangely askew. Beneath their different faces and personalities, there is an inexplicable familiarity that she can't seem to shake. As Hannah tries to piece together these patterns, she begins to question not only her choices, but the very nature of the men drawn to her. Ooh, that sounds... Dude, can we actually have these? 78. Okay, so we're going down in time now? For the sake of mental clarity, David Walker leaves a successful business behind to retreat to a remote forest cabin. At first, the solitude is healing, but soon strange instincts take hold. It is as if David's mind is being reshaped by something primal and deeply unfamiliar. Are these sensations the echoes of an ancestral memory, the onset of madness, or the influence of an unseen force? Dun dun dun! As the line between reality and delusion blurs, David starts to feel an undeniable magnetic pull to the local caves. The truths he uncovers there could lead him to a darkness older than humanity itself. Oh, these sound really interesting, actually. Can someone write these? Jenny Payne, a traveling magician and an illusionist, solves crimes around America using deduction and trickery. So, isn't that like, Psych a little bit? I was about to start singing the theme song because I couldn't remember what it was called. Isn't that a bit like Psych? Although obviously not a magician or an illusionist, but like, in a way, he kind of is, you know? Theater of the Absurd. 1989. Wait, when was this one written? 85, 89, okay. The second chapter in Jenny Payne's saga brings her to Europe to investigate her family's mysterious and dark past. Cool. Backstory, love it. 1993. The stakes are higher than ever, with Jenny Payne locked up in jail and framed for murder. Can she escape, clear her name, and stop the murderer from killing again? I think I want to write down the dates and the titles. I'm so sorry that my brain is dying right now. For all of my peeps who do get their periods, do you guys get like really crazy brain fog? when you're on it, because that's what's happening with me right now. And I struggle with brain fog just because of my ADHD anyways, but like it gets like 10 times worse on day 1, which is the day, and my brain head empty. It's here, but it's, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, Storm Chaser is an epic tale of Native American warrior who sets out on a great quest to save his tribe from American settlers in the 1800s. It's cool. 83. 3 estranged friends are compelled to reunite in their hometown to confront the haunting memories of their childhood. Soon questions arise. I'm struggling with my R's again, which is hilarious because I struggled with my R's a lot when I was a child. I couldn't say R's at all. It'd be "w" all the time instead of you know? So when I get the brain fog, the bad R's come back. I don't know what else to call them. Like, I would have been like, was the old Godna lady called Netlas? Like, I definitely had a little accent. I couldn't say my own name because it has an R in it. So does my last name. It sucked. Was the old gardener lady called Nettles truly a witch? And what actually happened to the 4th member of the group, 8-year-old Johnny P? Mysteriously disappeared. The truth is darker than any of them can imagine, and they will all come to learn the true reason why they were summoned there. They're ghosts. 1996, Deborah Sinclair and Stephen Collins. Oh, interesting. Deborah Sinclair's long-awaited autobiography outlines the author's tumultuous life and rise to worldwide prominence. The book takes the form of a series of interviews by Sinclair's longtime friend and colleague, Stephen Collins. Ooh, okay. So, let me we have 1991, 85. I'm just gonna... Hang on. 1991. 85? Is that what I said? 91, 95. 95, sorry. 95. 80. Also, I do think I hit my microphone, I'm sorry. 78. 85. I want to see if there's a pattern here also, because we're a detective. Let's do some detecting. 89. 93. There are people yelling outside of my window. That's always fun. 87. Oh my god. 83. Someone just hit a car. I can just hear it. 96. Damn. Holy shit. Hang on a second. Wow, they were getting like real mean out there, and I had to double check because I was like, do I need to call the freaking cops? Like, Jesus. I don't even know what happened. It didn't look like one of them like bumped into the other one. It's like maybe one of them cut the other one off or something and the other guy didn't like it. Just 2 men yelling at each other, cussing at each other in the street. Fucking idiots. Anyways. Alright, so let's look up Soothsayer now. Really? Kathy Rain? Damn it. What was her dad's name? Something Willis Sinclair. Saltpeter. Sebastian. Okay. Because he's also an author, so 6 to 63. Ooh, my mom was born that year. Was my dad? I don't remember. I can never remember if he's older than my mom or younger than my mom. They're only like a year apart though. Saltpeter. Sebastian Willis Sinclair. What a name. What's the synopsis? At the end of World War II, Captain Ellis Harrow is sent to oversee Saltpeter Works, a remote munitions factory in the Scottish Highlands. Amid tense murmurs of sabotage and growing mistrust among the workers, a deadly explosion exposes a conspiracy that threatens not only the factory but the entire Allied war effort. Saltpeter is an atmospheric thriller exploring loyalty, betrayal, and the price of survival in a world at war. Interesting. So what am I doing? Hang on. Nothing to say, Kathy? Alright, what am I doing? What is this?
I should be able to learn more about the Soothsayer at the library.
It is Soothsayer. Was I spelling it wrong?
I should try to figure out when the previous murder happened and then search the microfilm starting from that date. The calendar should help.
Alright, let's try one more time, I guess. Soothsayer. Nothing. Can I look at anything else? Printer?
Anything I print should appear here. I think that includes printouts from that microfilm viewer at the end of the hall.
Ah, I see. But the calendar won't tell me anything, will it?
We're still in May. It doesn't make sense to browse any later date.
I see. Well, okay, hang on. Let me look at the newspaper again. Stabbed to death on May 8th. Okay, let's take more notes. Ugh. Okay. Deborah died May 8th. 1998, right? Okay. And it's 5 within 3 months. 5 victims, 3 months. Okay. Five victims, 3 months. Do you say anything? The publication anniversary of Storm Chaser. So glad I wrote these down. Okay, so 4/25. So Jane Doe died 4/25. Yeah. All right, 4/25. January, February, March, April. Thank you. 4/25, which is Saturday. Okay.
All right, I've got a date written down. I can use that to find the corresponding microfilm.
Nice. Microfilm.
Yeah, this date should be good. I'll search through a week or so of microfilm, starting from the date I've written down. Hopefully I can find some useful information on the previous victim.
Hopefully. Look at me, guys. I'm a detective.
Yes, ooh. There we go. I'll have these printed.
Nice. I wish we could have used it. I like microfiche. Microfiche.
All right, rinse and repeat. I should try to determine the previous microfilm date based on the information in these new pages.
Okay.
That way I can make my way back from article to article, victim to victim, until I get all the way to the first murder. Let's see here.
Bup. Oh, okay. April 29th, 1998. Soothsayer burns Jane Doe alive. Jeez. The infamous Soothsayer has cranked up the heat on his killing spree. As the latest victim, a young woman in her early 20s was determined to have been brutally burned alive on Constance Hill. Okay, hang on. Let me just write down any info. Constance Hill. Okay. The death occurred the night of April 25th. Due to the state of the remains, Jane Doe's identity has been difficult to ascertain. Despite identifications of dental work on the corpse, there were no matching dental records anywhere in the city, leading police to believe that the woman was not a local. The lack of a struggle could mean that the victim was incapacitated, but the condition of the body gives little clarity on that matter. Okay. Picking a public site like this was a risky proposition for the Soothsayer, but he may have banked on the fact that distant witnesses would assume that the fire came from the nearby fire pit. Mayor Adams offered this comment, and as unpleasant as it is, I must ask that you be patient. Let Ed Cassidy, Chief of Police, Edgar Mitchell Brown, and his team do their job. KPD has my full confidence in this matter, and City Hall stands vigilant to assist in any way we can. For our extensive coverage of the previous victim, Deacon Townsend. Hang on. Deacon Townsend. See issue number 842. Alrighty then. You got it. What else is this? St. Andrew's Church Easter tragedy. St. Andrew's Church Easter concert ended horrifically when conductor Martin Schultz suffered a fatal heart attack. Damn. The concert, a cherished tradition, was attended by many who are now mourning Schultz's untimely passing. The church plans to hold a memorial service in his honor. Dirt race extravaganza imminent. The annual Cassidy Dust Rally is soon set to take place in various locations around the greater Cassidy area, drawing in adrenaline junkies from all around the state. Featuring rugged terrains and challenging courses. Sorry, I'm also itching my eyeball. The event promises an exhilarating experience for racers and spectators alike. Local businesses are gearing up for the influx of visitors. Safety measures are being rigorously implemented to ensure an exciting yet secure racing experience for all. The event takes place over the course of 3 days, starting May 1st. Okay. Kind of keep you in mind. May 1st. April 27th, Soothsayer strikes again. Task force established. Joel Miller took this photo. Sorry. Just because that's on my mind right now, too. The Soothsayer has claimed a fourth victim, an unidentified woman estimated to have been 18 years old. Damn. Her chart, they said she was 24 in the last one, didn't they? Is that just me? Maybe it's because I'm seeing the 25. A young woman in her early 20s. Okay. But now 18. Charred remains were found on the outskirts of Cassidy near the overlook at Constance Hill. The cause of death is yet to be determined. The Soothsayer victims do not seem to share any obvious similarities in terms of gender, age, occupation, or social class, and the killing methods, which means that there is a man. Deacon is probably a man. Location and disposal of the bodies are all different. However, the killings have all occurred within the greater Cassidy area over a period of 3 months, which would indicate that the Soothsayer is somewhat local to the area. What if the Soothsayer is a group of people? Out of curiosity. In related news, the Cassidy Chief of Police has recently announced that the investigation of the killings will be taken over by the newly created Soothsayer Task Force. Edgar Mitchell Brown said the following during a press conference on April 26th. As of May 1st, the so-called Soothsayer slayings will be investigated by a dedicated task force of 8 senior detectives handpicked from various divisions at the Cassidy Police Department. Rest assured that this elite group has every resource at their disposal. When asked whether or not the FBI would be involved, Mitchell Brown replied, "There is no federal jurisdiction in this case. I have no further comment." We'll take it. The Gazette has frequently criticized the Cassidy Police Department for their errors in the past, but credit where credit is due. This is a step in the right direction. Or is it? Rehistory something complete. Renovation of historical something complete. The renovation of the century-old West End Bridge is finally complete. 5 years in the making, the project enhances safety while preserving the historic character. It should be, isn't it? Don't you pronounce it? Wait, is it historic or do people say historic? I've heard people say the word history or historic without the H for some reason, and they're like, no, that's actually correct to say it without the H sound, and I'm like, what? Anyways, character of the iconic landmark. Tension at town hall meeting over amusement park revival. The town hall meeting discussing the revival of the Lone Star amusement park took an unexpected turn when the father of one of the fatal victims of the famous 1992 accident attempted to storm the stage. Damn. Luckily, police quickly handled the situation. Whoops. Okay. Handled the situation. Despite this incident, the overall sentiment at the meeting was positive, but many attendees expressing support for the park's modernization and commitment to enhanced safety standards. The mayor pledged to consider all feedback, emphasizing the importance of reconciling the park's painful past with the hopeful future. Jane Doe.
I know where Constance Hill is, but that's a fair distance from the city. Better save it for tomorrow.
Yeah.
For now, I'll put Jane Doe on hold and see what I can find about the previous murder victim.
Deacon. New location added. Cool. Deacon, you in the books? Deacon Townsend. No results. Okay. We could probably
Microfilms containing images of...
organize my calendar. Okay. Do I need to, like, click on it? No?
It's one of those advanced microfilm...
Need to insert it. Yeah, okay. Printer?
Anything I print should...
Okay. Calendar? Did they say when that was? 842. Question. What number are you? 845. So 3 previous? Would that be... Do they do this daily? That's 27. Cassidy's Sun and the Gazette, so... Wednesday, April 29, that's 5, 4, 3, 2. If they're publishing it daily?
Worth a shot?
Because if it's not that, then it's probably by
Rats.
weeks.
I was hoping to find issue number 842 here.
Yeah.
I guess the Sun is not a daily paper.
Is it
Oh, and Jane
weekly
Doe
then?
died on April 25th to boot, didn't she? That's the day before this. Seems unlikely that the murders were that close.
Point taken. Okay. So, let's try monthly? Maybe? But that wouldn't make sense. It would have to be probably bi-weekly, because if it was monthly, then that would be 3 months. So let's do bi-weekly, right? So it's published here, so 15-1?
No. I don't think this date I've got written down is good.
Damn it.
I can't waste time by checking every date. I should look for the date of the previous murder.
Yeah, I know. Is it monthly then? There's no way Deacon is the first, right? Hang on. Yeah, it would have to come out on a Wednesday. I guess we'll try monthly. Or it's not daily. What if it's weekly? Sorry, that's not the one that I wanted to write down. Sorry, hang on. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Tax day. What if it's a weekly newspaper instead of bi-weekly? Damn it. Okay, so it's not weekly, it's not bi-weekly, it's not daily. Which means it would have to be monthly. So here, maybe? Damn it. I'm confused. Cause like, yeah, we're in May. Okay, so... Cause 845 is here, right? 45, 44, 43, 42. I see. Maybe I just wrote down... I was counting wrong, probably. It's probably a weekly one.
Yes, this
Yep,
should
there we
be the
go.
right
Okay.
date.
My bad.
Let's see here. Okay, let's have a look.
Okay, April 8th. Soothsayer stages suicide of prolific deacon. Okay. So he died on the 8th, maybe? Death occurred on April 3rd. Okay, hang on. We are sad to report that a third member of our community has been taken out by the so-called Soothsayer, who appears to be Cassidy's first serial killer. The victim's name was Benedict Townsend. Okay. Deacon is a title. Benedict Townsend. 51. Our sources say that his death occurred on April 3rd. So, January, March, April, 4, 3. Okay. And that Townsend was likely murdered in a staged suicide by hanging. Townsend served as a deacon at the King of Kings Catholic Church, an old congregation dating back to the early 1900s. He was a beloved figure in the community, well known for his voluntary work. Reverend Hugh Winters, the pastor of the King of Kings, had the following to say: "My heart aches for Ben's soul and everything he had left to give the world, but I can take some comfort in the fact that he is with the Lord now. And for the person or persons who did this to my friend, know that there will be a reckoning. Murder is a sin most vile, and God sees all. Even when you do yourself." Sorry. The King of Kings, just every time someone's like, God is always watching, I'm like, yeah, he sees me poop. He sees me in the most intimate moments. Why is he watching me? Is he a pervert? I'm sorry. The King of Kings remains open as the crime occurred in the adjacent rectory building. I would like some privacy, God. Thank you. However, the rectory will remain under lock and key until it is properly consecrated. Okay. The rectory will remain locked. Debate over reviving Lone Star. The Lone Star, once popular Western-themed amusement park, built on an old mining site in the 70s, may be revived and modernized. This is what they were talking about last time, I think. The facility was closed in 1994 after a series of accidents ending in lawsuits, but following a change of ownership, there are now tentative plans to resurrect the facility. City Hall has been... Do you think this has anything to do with the case? Why else would it be here, right? City Hall has been aggressively investigating the entertainment sector as part of a wider strategy, wow, to promote Cassidy as a cultural hub, and this initiative would seem to align with that. Proponents argue that the Lone Star could boost tourism and the local economy, while critics raise concerns about the safety and preservation of the site's historical value. Mayor Adams has the following comment: "While we honor the park's past, including its tragedies, we see an opportunity to create a safe modern attraction that respects our history. City Hall has declared that an open town hall meeting dedicated to this topic will be held later this month." Okay. Deborah Sinclair, book set for Hollywood adaptation. Really? When was this? This year. Cassidy's own author, Deborah Sinclair, is making waves as her best-selling novel, Thorns of the Wind, has a movie. Okay, let me write that down. Movie. Cool. Is slated for a movie adaptation. Sinclair made the following statement: "It's about time. Hollywood hasn't been the quickest to recognize the cinematic potential of my work, and I sincerely hope this marks the beginning of a great collaboration. And to my fans out there, rest assured that I will retain full creative control. I won't let anyone ruin my babies." Wade Industries opens new factory amid controversy. Wade Industries' new factory complex in the city has opened, promising thousands of jobs. However, the company's anti-union stance has sparked criticism, as it should. Rumors of backroom deals quieting the unions are rife, leading to divided public opinion. While many welcome the economic boost, others question the long-term implications for workers' rights and the integrity of the deal-making process. April 5th, 1998. Okay. Soothsayer linked to 3 murders, serial killer on the loose? 3 killings, this is from the Gazette, okay. 3 killings in 2 months connected by foreboding signature. Deacon Benedict Townsend, age 51, was found dead early on April 4th. That's interesting. He was found on the 4th, but they say in the last one that it occurred on the 3rd. In the rectory of the King of Kings Catholic Church, the cause of death was determined to be hanging, but suicide has been ruled out by the KPD. An anonymous police source said had the following to say: somebody else was involved. The positioning of the body and other logistics don't add up if he was alone. This scenario is eerily similar to that of Eric Holloway, the postman who met his demise on that ominous full moon night last month. Okay, Eric Holloway. Eric Holloway. Last month, so he would be sometime in March. The postman who his death was initially treated as a suicide, but later revised to homicide. Now the Gazette brings you the exclusive scoop. Both of these killings, as well as the brutal stabbing of nurse Rose Taylor. Okay. Rose Taylor. Back in February, too. All right. Are linked by an object left at the scene, a shattered obsidian mirror, colloquially referred to as a scrying mirror. Okay, hang on. Not only do I want to do that, I want to look at the way that they were killed. So Deborah was stabbed, Jane Doe burned, suicide, Eric Holloway suicide, and then she was stabbed. Right? Yeah. Interesting, okay. These mirrors have been used since ancient times to see the future or communicate with the spirit world. Does the Soothsayer responsible for these murders have a religious motive? Our source continues, it's a signature. The killer is no hack. He hasn't left any other forensic evidence that can be traced back to him. I like how they're assuming it's a man. So the mirror has to be deliberate. Doesn't that say something? Townsend was a well-liked figure in the community, known for his charity work, and longtime member of the church. Cassidy Chief of Police Edgar Mitchell Brown, EMB, like an embolism, sorry, gave the following comment. We are not classifying these homicides as serial offenses at this time, but trust that we have our finest on the case. We urge our readers to demand that Mitchell Brown recognizes that the citizens of Cassidy have been cursed with our first serial killer in recorded history. We've been cursed. Something Fringilla. Okay, Fringilla is something Nat. Fringilla, a play born in the heart of our city, has captured the nation's attention. After a series of sold-out shows and rave reviews, the production is now set to tour nationally. Written by playwright Cassandra Beckett, and set against the backdrop of Cassidy's rich history, the play's blend of drama, humor, and poignant storytelling has struck a chord with audiences. Its success is a testament to the city's thriving art scene. The national tour begins in early May and is poised to bring a piece of Cassidy's cultural spirit to the theaters across the country, showcasing the talent and creativity flourishing in our community. Dun dun dun. Okay, cool. Benedict Townsend. Yes. Scrying mirrors. Yes. We also have Rose Taylor. King of Kings. You didn't write down Rose Taylor?
I'll make sure to look into that church later and maybe find the address. For now, let's move on to victim number 2.
Holloway. It did say it was a month previous, so that's 4, right? I don't know. Did they mention actually like what actual day? It just said a month ago, which would mean the 3rd. If it was exactly a month, let's take a look.
No.
Not good. Okay. Let me look at that again. Full moon night last month. Okay, full moon night. Got it. Full moon night last month. So, the 27th?
I'm on the right track with this date, but I think I've got the full moon and the new moon confused.
Got it. Thank you. I don't know how to read moons. Full moon. I understand. Shadowy, covered. Got it. I understand. I got it. I know. I don't look at the moons. I'm sorry. I used to. I haven't done that in a long time.
Let's see here.
What date was that, by the way? I totally forgot. I want to write it down. 18th? Is that true? Okay, hang on. Hold on. No, I don't give anything away. Hang on.
Eric's address isn't too far away, but I should learn all I can here before I visit any of the crime scenes.
Yeah.
Coming up last, the very first victim of the Soothsayer.
Rose Taylor. Okay, hang on. I just wanted to look at the calendar. That was the 12th. 3/12. Okay. God, don't you guys love research? I love research. It's so much fun. I love mysteries. I love murder mysteries, and I love research. Prominent suicide morphs into homicide. Initially reported as a suicide, the death of Eric Holloway on March 12th has been officially classified by KPD as a homicide. Since this public death occurred, multiple reliable witnesses have come forward claiming that the victim was pushed off the roof of the building at 4 Verdun Street. Okay. Jump. Hang. 4 Verdant Street. Got it. However, there are no detailed descriptions of the perpetrator, likely due to the limited illumination of the roof area at night. Holloway led a quiet and simple life working as a mailman for the city, and is said to have been well liked by his peers. However, there are unverified reports of mental health problems related to the death of his fiancée last year. Ooh. Police sources told us that there are links to the brutal motel stabbing of Nurse Rose Taylor. Motel, okay. On Statehood Day. Okay. Statehood Day, motel, roof. Okay. I am also writing down locations as best I can. Cabin. I feel like I need to give each of these victims their own page. Their own little... I have like a little... I should bring my notebook up here. I'm writing on sticky notes. Police sources told us that there are links to the blah, 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 blah. Okay. But we're reluctant to share further details on an ongoing investigation. Cool. I'm gonna have to feed my dog soon, so I'll pause in a second. But let's read these first. Symphony in the Streets, a creative protest for classical arts. A unique display of dissent. Supporters of classical arts in Cassidy orchestrated a Symphony in the Streets protest. Musicians, dancers, and actors from various classical disciplines performed impromptu pieces in key city locations, transforming sidewalks and public squares into stages. The harmonious yet powerful act was designed to draw attention to the need for balanced support of classical arts. Passerby were treated to scenes from Shakespearean plays, excerpts from famous ballets, and live classical music performances. Eleanor Vincent, a renowned local conductor and one of the event's masterminds, shared her thoughts. Our goal was to show the beauty and relevance of classical arts in the same spaces largely dominated by modern art today. The support from the public has been overwhelming, so I believe we have succeeded. The event, both a protest and a celebration of classical arts, served as a reminder of the genre's enduring impact and on the city's cultural identity. The Gazette has reached out to Mayor Adams for comment. Something opens a restaurant? Celebrity chef Marco Durant recently unveiled Fusion on 5th, a new restaurant blending Asian and Western cultures, promising an exciting and modern culinary experience. The restaurant is planning a grand opening of April 20th, but you may struggle to find a table. Durant has announced that they are booked full until June. Police raid Cybershack. The Cassidy Police Department has conducted a raid on the popular Cybershack internet cafe in connection with the traffic light hacking incident that occurred last month. The operation, part of an ongoing investigation into the sophisticated cyber attack that caused citywide traffic chaos, led to the seizure of several computers and electronic devices. Authorities have not released details on specific suspects, but confirmed that the raid was a significant step in the case. Grimfall Under the Full Moon. What a great title. The 14th. 2 days later. Okay. Oh, Schnitz. Boop. Sorry. That's my alarm. I'll read this and then I'll take a little tiny break. On Thursday, March 12th at roughly 8 p.m., a 32-year-old man... 32. I'm also... Yeah, I should write down their ages. 32... 18 to 20... I'll put for her. He is 51. How old was our main lady? Didn't they say she was like 45? Something like that. We also don't know how old Rose is yet. Anyways, sorry. 32-year-old man left from the roof of a 4-story apartment building at Verdun Street, instantly killing himself on the pavement below, making a grisly spectacle for neighbors and bystanders alike. Friends and neighbors claim that the victim had struggled with the death of his girlfriend, but no suicide note had been recovered. Is his girlfriend Rose Taylor? Events like this reiterate that mental health and grief counseling should be a national concern, with more resources available for vulnerable people in crises. In crisis. If you or anyone you know is having suicidal thoughts, you can reach the National Suicide Hotline at 555-922-922. Available 24/7. Wade Empire heiress takes over Wade Industries. To the surprise of many, Erica Wade... wasn't she in the first one? Heiress of the billionaire Wade family was recently appointed as the new CEO of Wade Industries. Erica replaces her father, Charles Wade, after an impressive tenure in the role spanning over 3 decades. Charles Wade had been expected to step down for some time due to persistent rumors of him suffering from late-stage Alzheimer's disease. However, the choice of Erica Wade is unconventional, primarily due to her lack of management experience. One of Erica's first acts as CEO is to conduct a dramatic reshuffling of the company's senior management. Good. Our sources tell us that the chief operating officer and chief financial officer have been replaced, with potentially more to come. In this case, good. I seem to remember Charles Wade not being a good guy, but not being a bad guy. You know what I mean? He's a little shifty. In a recent press release, Erica defended her actions as necessary for the company's future. Changes in leadership are essential to drive Wade Industries toward innovative and sustainable growth. She stated, "We are aligning our team to better meet the challenges of our dynamic industry in these turbulent times." Despite her reassurances, the high-profile changes have only added to the uncertainty surrounding the company's direction. Stakeholders are now watching closely to see how these strategic moves will impact the company's performance and whether Erica can navigate Wade Industries through this period of upheaval, and restore confidence among investors and staff. Sources close to the matter suggest a more sinister course of events. Never once in his decades as CEO had Charles ever considered her, Erica Wade, to be a serious candidate for management. This is a hostile takeover. We're in the middle of a hostile government takeover. I was singing that song in my head when I was reading that word, which I think is why that popped out the way it did. A senior employee who wished to remain anonymous commented, "At market close yesterday, NASDAQ shares prices for Wade Industries dropped 18 points, marking one of the most significant single-day declines in the company's history." Well, fuck you guys. Vice Chancellor Dr. Helen Baxter was forced to resign amidst fraud allegations. Accused of misappropriating university funds, Baxter faces criminal charges, raising serious concern about KCU's governance and lack of oversight. Rare bird spotted. Birdwatchers and ornithologists alike are flocking to City Park after the rare crimson-winged finch was spotted, drawing attention to the local biodiversity. The species was thought to be entirely extinct in the US, making this sighting an extraordinary historical event. Cool. Okay. Well, I'm going to take a little break super fast. I gotta take care of my puppy. Maybe I'll eat a little food. I'll maybe write down these peeps so that they all have their own little page that I can use. I gotta grab like a little notebook or something. Anyways, I'll be right back. Okay, so I took a little... That's what I have to say. Sorry, I took a little lunch break was what I was trying to say. And while I did that, I also rewrote down everyone's information that I have so far, right? So what we know right now. Deborah, although I forgot her last name. What's your last name? Deborah Sinclair. Thank you. I should write that down. Hang on. Sinclair. Deborah Sinclair, 49 years old, died 5'8". She's an author. She was stabbed in her cabin. Jane Doe. This is from most recent to least recent. Jane Doe, 18 to 20 years old, because I put that because one of the newspapers said she was 18 and another one said she's in her early 20s. So I just put 18 to 20 years old. Died 4/25. Burned alive at Constance Hill. Deacon Benedict Townsend, 51 years old, died 4/3, or the 4th, because one of the newspapers said the 3rd, another one said the 4th. Staged suicide by hanging. He's a deacon. So, Deborah's an author, he's a deacon. We don't know what Jane Doe did because they don't even know who she is. I would assume student based on the age, but she could be, like, not going to college and just be working. Anyways. Eric Holloway, 32 years old, died 3/12, mailman, staged suicide by jumping from the 4th floor on Verdant Street, of a roof on Verdant Street. Rose Taylor, so far, we're going to learn more about her in a second, but what we have on her so far, Rose Taylor died on Statehood Day, 2/5, stabbed in her home or the motel? Because let me show you. I was curious about this, okay? In this newspaper, it says she's a middle-aged woman stabbed to death in her home. Okay? But I think it's in this one. Nope, I might be the one before. Hang on. It's in one of these newspapers. This one? Benedict? Well, that does mention her. I forget where it said. One of them says in her home and the other one says in a motel. Is it the other one? So many newspapers. Damn it, I don't remember which one it is now. One of them says it was in a motel, though. Let me see. I've got... Motel was the Gazette. But it wasn't in the same one. Okay, so that's the Sun, Gazette. We just looked at that guy. I don't think it's that one. Sun, Gazette. Yeah. And that does mention her, but I don't think it mentions her home here. Nope. Detective work, guys. Takes patience. And here's the Gazette. Motel stabbing. Brutal motel stabbing. Right here. So this one says it's a motel. And the other one says it's her home. So is she living in her home? Oh, occupation, nurse. Forgot. I gotta write that down. Nurse. Okay, so I think maybe we can look up Statehood Day. Put that in. Check it out. Get more info.
Yes, this should be the right date. Let's see here.
And we're gonna do more reading. Satanist responsible for motel slaughter? See, and even there it says motel again. A brutal stabbing occurred at the Azure Sky Motel on February 5th, and our sources now say that there is an occult angle to the killing with some sort of artifact left on the scene. The husband of the victim was briefly detained but released a day later. Law enforcement claims that he remains a person of interest, however, and confirmed that the cause of death was multiple stab wounds to the chest. Damn, son. Was that it? Okay, well, let's read the rest of this. After 80 years, Cassidy's beloved Patterson Bakery has closed. No! Ending an era. The Blakery? You build Blakes there. The bakery was known for its traditional recipes and community presence. Alright, Cassidy's art funding conundrum, classical versus modern. I like this image. A debate is intensifying over the allocation of city funds to the arts. That's why they had their little on the street thing, with a growing conflict between supporters of classical arts and advocates for modern art forms. City Hall's recent push to support burgeoning street art movements, including graffiti and other experimental art forms, has traditionalists up in arms, arguing that the shift neglects the classical arts. No, it doesn't. It just includes other arts. Mayor Adams, a vocal supporter of the new initiative, stated, "It's vital that we embrace and nurture the diverse artistic expression of our youth. Their creativity is the lifeblood of Cassidy's future as a cultural hub." I agree. Why would you want to dampen that shit? Like, just go with the flow. Don't forget about the past, but move to the groove of the future, bruh. However, this approach has not been without controversy. Elizabeth Hoffman, director of the Cassidy City Symphony Orchestra, expressed her concerns. While innovation in art cannot be understated, we shouldn't abandon our rich heritage in classical arts. Agreed. Don't forget the other one, continue teaching and practicing, but include the new ones. These traditions are a cornerstone of our cultural identity. The debate has sparked a broader conversation about the evolving nature of art and its place in society. Jackson Miller, a local street artist, argues art is constantly evolving. The city's support for modern art forms reflects the changing dynamics of our community. On the other side, patrons of the classical arts feel marginalized. It's disheartening to see years of tradition being overshadowed, noted Jacques Durand. Do we know that name? Not that I know of. Why does it sound familiar? A local ballet instructor. Was he a name that we read in a previous paper? Classical arts and modern expressions can coexist, but not if one is favored over the other. Agreed. This ongoing debate highlights the challenges cities face in balancing the support for the arts. As Cassidy navigates these cultural crossroads, the decisions made today will likely shape its artistic landscape for generations to come. Cool. Let's just continue here. Union leader ousted amid mafia allegations. What? Frank DeVelli, the long-standing leader of the Cassidy Industrial Workers Union, Kiwoo, has ousted following allegations of ties to organized crime. Accusations of the leader's involvement with the mafia surfaced in a recent investigation, leading to a unanimous vote for removal by the union board. The scandal has rocked the union community, with members calling for transparency and reform. Kiwoo, pivotal in representing workers' rights, faces a crucial period of restructuring. My brain was calling it reconstructuring. Restructuring and regaining public trust. Okay. KPD adds new K-9 unit. The Cassidy Police Department has bolstered its crime-fighting efforts with an expansion of its K-9 unit. I hate that they do that. Learn how to sniff yourself, you guys. Stop putting animals in harm's way for human benefit. Fuck you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Anyways, the new team includes dogs trained in narcotics detections, tracking, and public order tasks. These furry companions have become invaluable partners in our law enforcement endeavors, said Sergeant Maria Gonzalez, head of the K-9 unit. Like, I can understand using animals as, like, guide animals, because there's... Or, like... What are they called? The dogs at work. I'm blanking on what they're called. My brain keeps calling them safety dogs. Helping dogs. You know what I'm talking about. The brain fog is real. I feel like that's fine, because usually it's, like... They're trained to do a task and help you survive, sure, but they're not being endangered while doing so, and I think they get a thrill out of it. I think they enjoy doing a good job. You know what I mean? And then they're also, you're their companion for their life, they're your companion for your life. It's great. The department demonstrates the new team's capabilities in a public event, highlighting their advanced training and strong bond with their handlers, to an overall positive public reception. Hacker disrupts traffic system. Oh, here's the headlights one, or the traffic lights. On February 8th, 3 days later, 3 days after Rose's death, a sophisticated cyber attack disabled hundreds of traffic lights for several hours, leading to widespread chaos and significant property damage around downtown Cassidy. Together with the help of experts at Cassidy City University, authorities are now investigating the breach, evaluating a range of cybersecurity measures for critical urban infrastructure. Motel murder mortifies management. Yeah, see? View from outside the Azure Sky Motel. Oh, yep, there's more. On February 7th, Rose Amanda Taylor, age 47, was found dead. So she was found on the 7th? Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, it's fine. Found to 7. She is 47 years old, and I am going to add her middle name in there. Cool. Azure Sky Motel. Was she living there? That's what I want to know, just because of the inconsistencies between the newspapers. Taylor had been stabbed to death by an unknown perpetrator. Blood everywhere, like a goddamn butcher room, Tippett says, wide-eyed, and continues to emphasize that this city is going to hell. You can go ahead and print that. Neighbors report hearing a commotion from the room, but that was apparently a regular occurrence. Ooh, so no one went to investigate. Taylor is survived by her husband and 2 children who have decided a request to be interviewed. Who have declined a request to be interviewed. The husband was briefly detained but is no longer considered a suspect. If you have any information about the murder of Rose Taylor, please contact Cassidy Police Department, blah, 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 blah. Okay, a Dreamers Express rolled out. The Dreamers Express is off to a resounding start with tickets completely sold out for the next 2 months. Is this the play? This unique bus service connecting Cassidy to Los Angeles is the brainchild of Julia Henderson, former actress turned entrepreneur. Her vision? To create a conduit for Cassidy's burgeoning artistic talent to reach the broader stages of LA. That's cool. The journey is as important as the destination, Henderson asserts. Each bus, painted with murals depicting scenes from Cassidy's rich cultural tapestry, is a mobile canvas. Inside, passengers find a mini-gallery of local art and collections, a collection of writing by Cassidy's poets and authors. Sorry, I was just making sure that I'm still recording, because, yeah. Henderson's inspiration came from her own experiences. I made the trip to LA years ago, full of dreams. It's a pilgrimage for many here, she reflects. The route she designed includes stops at historical landmarks and creative hotspots, aiming to fuel inspiration. Despite the hard truths of the entertainment industry, Henderson believes in the power of the journey. It's about experiencing life, embracing failure and success alike. Our city's history of resilience is our greatest teacher. For tickets, either visit the downtown Cassidy bus station located on 5th and Main, or make a phone reservation by this number. Cool. Deborah Sinclair book signing, big success. Deborah Sinclair saw a massive turnout at her recent book signing event where fans lined up for hours to get a few brief moments with the popular author. Sinclair's recent novel, Midnight and Me... Ooh, where's my list of books? Oh, I need another stipkey. Okay, let's write that one down. I don't know when that one was, but... Midnight and Me has captured the hearts of readers nationwide, and the event held at Cassidy's legendary bookstore, Pages and Tales, not only highlighted Sinclair's rising popularity, but underscored the city's growing literary scene. Cool. Wow, we have a lot to talk about.
That should be everything on the microfilms. I think I'll continue to focus on gathering information today and then head to each of the murder sites tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's do it. Try opening your notebook. Well, I'm gonna ask, what's his face? Right? Oh, actually, I'm curious. Let's look up that book, Midnight and Me. I mean, it wasn't in the system under her name, but... Midnight and Me. No results. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Let's ask the librarian if he knows anything, shall we? Hello, sir. I never caught your name. What's your name?
One more thing.
Sorry.
Yes?
Jane Doe.
What do you know about Jane Doe, the 4th Soothsayer victim?
Apart from Deborah Sinclair, I can't offer much insight on the Soothsayer victims.
What about mirrors?
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Not much, unfortunately. They're not within my area of expertise.
But you probably know where I can find books for information about them.
Do you know anything about the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I'm not familiar with that church, sorry.
No worries. Motel?
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky Motel?
I'm afraid not.
Okay. Not much I can ask him about then, huh? We already asked him about everything around, so...
The microfilms were a great help. I got these nice prints out of them.
Oh, that's good. I'm glad you found them useful.
I still find you suspicious.
The microfilms...
Oh no, it's just the same. Okay, well, I guess we're done.
Thanks. I'll come back if I have more questions.
Very well. Good luck.
I think this might be one of the nicest interactions that Kathy has had with anyone in the games. She's so sassy, you know. Wait, hang on. Fuck. I wanted to look at that ballet thing because of the ballet guy that we read about. Wow, free thing. Constance Hill, Bear Creek. Right, that's what it's called, Bear Creek. Thank you, brain. Stabbed in her cabin at Bear Creek. Okay. And this other one is Verdant Street. Yeah. We do also have the motel And probably we have to go by the church too, but yeah, let's go. Lost track of time on the road again. That's funny. Probably being on the road map area for too long. Kitty. Can I pet you?
Looking for something to pounce on? Oh
my god. Oh, it's so cute. Adorable. Fuck, so cute. Are there follow-up on clues?
I think I'll look into that church next, the King of Kings. There was no mention of an address for it in the newspapers.
Mm-hmm. So what do you expect me to do? Phone book? King of Kings?
Great. I've got the address to the church. I'll head over there tomorrow.
Nice. What about the
I think it's
motel?
time to see what I can find about the Azure Sky Motel.
Yeah.
It's likely in this phone book here. Got the number. I'll call first and see if a visit makes sense. God knows I have to be careful with those last drops of gas left in the bike.
Are we gonna not be able to, ride our bike at some point? Rose?
Nope. Lots of Taylors in there, but no Rose. I guess that makes sense, seeing as how this phone book was issued a couple months after her death.
Yeah. Eric?
I have his address already.
Oh, yeah, okay. Benedict?
Nope. No.
Church, okay. Deborah?
No dice. Hardly a shot.
She was a celebrity. Yeah, we had that issue in the first one, too. Alright, phone. Let's call them.
Thank you for calling the Azure Sky Motel, your oasis in Cassidy. How may I help you?
Hi there. This is Kathy Rain from Rain Investigations. I have some questions.
All right, then.
I'll ask you about your motel
What can
first.
you tell me about your motel?
The Azure Sky is a long-time family business. We've been serving tenants faithfully for over 40 years now.
Cool.
Oh, wow, quite a while. So, how many tenants do you have?
We don't keep records of the number of tenants, but we have 50 rooms of varied sizes. We're about 3/4 full, but expecting to be fully booked during tourist season in the summer.
Wait, tourists actually come to Cassidy? Somebody deserves a raise for one hell of a marketing campaign.
No patriot of the community, huh? That's a shame. This city has a lot more to offer than people like you give it credit for.
To each their own, I guess.
Huh. Scrying
Do you
mirrors?
know anything about scrying mirrors?
Only that our psycho killer enjoys breaking them around his victims, but I have no interest in understanding a nut like that.
Speaking of...
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
I know more than I'd like to. I could have gone without a close view of his handiwork, that's for sure.
I can imagine. A brutal stabbing, I take it?
No offense, but I'd rather not go over that again.
Oh.
It's all in the papers, if you're so dead set on getting all the gory details.
I mean, it's not really in the papers, though. What could I ask about the phone? Do you like books? All right, Rose.
So, I hear that one of your tenants was murdered back in February? Rose Taylor.
No shit. Here I thought the boys in blue ransacked this whole place just for shits and giggles.
That happens more often than you'd think. Come on, man. Help a girl out.
Sorry for the attitude, but you know you're the umpteenth person to ask about that, right?
Yeah.
I get that, so how about we stick with the short version?
Fine. No, I don't know anything that isn't in the papers. No, you can't see the room. It's rented out. And even if you did go in there, there's nothing that the cops or cleaners haven't removed since friggin' February.
Understood. So, what about the next of kin? She had a husband, right?
Yeah, he came by later to pick up the personal effects. I just met the guy for a few minutes.
Did you catch his name?
I did, but I don't think he'd appreciate me giving out his name to some random lady on the phone. No offense.
I am a bit offended, actually. I'm not some random lady. I'm a licensed private investigator and a renowned one at that. Ever hear of the Whitmore affair?
That does sound familiar.
Well, that was me. Now, here's a friendly piece of advice. Choose the path of least resistance. I can be a much bigger pain in the ass than this Mr. Taylor, believe me.
All right, fine. It's
Orson Taylor.
Orson Taylor.
That wasn't so hard, was it? Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
All right. Orson Taylor.
That's all, thanks.
You're welcome.
Oh shit, I should have asked about him.
Day now.
I didn't realize that's what was happening. My bad. You know what? Let's call you back. I'm so sorry, my dude. My guy. My bruh.
Thank you for calling the Azure Sky.
Hi again. Kathy Rain here. I had a few more questions to ask.
All right, then.
Sorry. Orson,
What
tell
can
me.
you tell me about Orson Taylor, Rose's husband?
Nothing much. Like I said, I only saw the guy once, a week or so after the murder.
Okay. How do you seem?
Like you'd expect. Messed up. Couple of kids, too. Breaks my heart, truth be told.
So, if Rose was married and had 2 children, what was she doing in your motel?
Now that's the million-dollar question, ain't it?
Mm.
You'll get no answer from me. Even if I could keep track of all of our tenants, I don't make a habit of sticking my nose in their personal affairs.
Huh. Was she a regular then?
Not really, just a couple of bookings in January and February.
Mm.
Look, I think I've said enough. Any other questions? We need to wrap this up. I've got calls on the other line.
Yeah. I get it.
That's all, thanks.
You're welcome. Have a great day now.
I mean, it sounds like she was doing something that maybe, unless her husband was part of it, but like it sounds like she was doing something that maybe she didn't want her husband to know about, whether that's having an affair, doing like, you know, work, or like she could have been painting him a painting, you know what I mean? Like it could be anything. I'm curious though. Is there anything else anyone else to call? Nope. All right. All right. What are we doing? What is my life? Oh, I should probably look him up, huh? Follow up on clues. Yeah, let's look him up.
All right, found the husband's number. Here's hoping he's willing to talk to me.
Call him up.
You've reached the Taylors. No one's home right now, but if you leave your details after the beep, I'll get back to you.
Hi, Mr. Taylor. This is Kathy Rain, private investigator. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions. You can reach me at 555-142-062. Thanks in advance. Bye. I think I followed up on what I can today for each of the different victims. Just one thing left to do. I noticed that the Gazette had the best coverage of the Soothsayer out of all the city papers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's time to pay a dear old friend a visit.
Speaking of which, yeah, who's the author? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, the Gazette has a lot of... Really, it doesn't say who wrote them? What? Really? It doesn't give their name? That's no way. I agree, though. The Gazette is, like, really good on it. It doesn't give who wrote the articles. Oh, Jay Miller. No, that's the photo. Fuck. Yeah, how weird. How strange. Okay. So I guess we'll go then. Bye, kitty. I love you. Mwah. Bye, kitty cat. Mildred Millie. I wanted to name what is now my mom's cat. She got a cat. So one of our cats had cancer and died. And then like 2 weeks later, she got another cat. She claimed that it was for me. Even though I was like, I didn't ask for a cat. My cat isn't the one that just died. I mean, I'm really sad that your cat died, but like, why would you get me a cat? I think it was just an excuse. But anyways, her name is Adalia, and she's Very cute. She's a little torty. But I was really, really, really into Edna St. Vincent Millay at the time, and so I wanted to name her like Edna or St. Vincent or Millay. And I was like, oh, Millay, that would be so like quirky and cute. And then when people are like, what the fuck kind of name is Millay? I'd be like, it's Edna St. Vincent Millay, you know? And then, yeah, there's that. And then, nope, she ended up becoming a Dahlia, which I still really like, but she was almost Millay, which would have but then definitely been shortened to like Millie. And then I probably would have called her Millicent just for fun, you know? So, missed opportunity. But she is Edie. Edie now. Adalia. Edie. She's a little cutie. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Oh my god, it's Eileen!
Here we are. Let's see how E is doing.
Eileen. To Cassidy City View.
Nice view of the city from up here. Nah, I'm not that desperate to get hydrated.
Hydration station.
Looks like Eileen printed some business cards for herself.
Disappointing.
Your outfit?
Rude.
Now that's just mean.
Sorry, Summers, couldn't resist.
Look at that.
Let me think.
The super old 90s screensaver with the
Dismaying,
pipes.
Dissatisfactory.
I think I'm looking for a stronger statement.
Then I'd go with depressing, distressing, or maybe demoralizing.
Demoralizing. Yes, perfect. Thanks, Art.
You don't have
Anytime, kiddo.
a thesaurus on your desk? Look at the little froggy.
A few family photos. Eileen's got a big Christian family.
Oh, I know.
Man, her brother is a hunk. Wouldn't mind getting some of that.
Ill. Gross. I would never do my friend's brother.
Earth's face is acting up again. What was that stupid shortcut to reset the layout?
Control-Shift-L, I think.
Oh, what the heck? Now it's freaking...
Oh, it says someone needs to rehome their cat.
Oh.
I'd be open to that, but Mildred would lose her shit. My fluffball needs her Lebensraum. Cute little frog. E has had that thing as long as I've known her.
All right, well, let's talk to her. What's up, girl?
Hello, sunshine. How's my favorite Christian reporter?
Oh, what do you want, Kathy? I'm on a deadline here.
No small talk, huh? Can't I check in on a friend?
She sounds so sad.
I wish, but we both know you only show up when you need
She looks
something.
great.
Ouch. Well, I did have something I wanted to talk to you about.
Let's hear it then.
Oh, poor Eileen. I wonder if they're not friends because she just got tired of, like... I mean, she was, like, so into Kathy, like, as a friend in the first game, you know? Like, very excited to help her out and is like, oh my god, let's do it! Woo! Let's fucking go! You know, and now she's like, ugh. And I wonder if it's because she kind of got tired of her bullshit.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
I wouldn't be
A serial
surprised.
killer? But... Oh no, it's that stupid reward, isn't it?
Sha.
You betcha. Money in the bank, baby.
Oh, brother. I'd say this is a terrible idea, Kathy, but it's not like you listen to me anyway.
Oh.
Oh, come on, Eileen. Don't be like that.
No, don't even go there. Do you know how many times I had to go to HR to get people to stop quoting that stupid song?
No, I'm sorry.
Poor old Johnny Ray sounded sad upon the radio.
Art, make her stop.
Why? It's not a half-bad performance.
You guys are like peas in a pod.
Sorry.
Well, now I lost my groove. I hope you're happy.
Ecstatic. Are you done wasting my time now?
No.
Oh, lighten up, E. Aren't you thrilled about another big case? Teaming up, just like old times?
You can't just pretend nothing happened, Kathy. You fired me,
What?
remember?
I'll unfire you?
Yeah, right.
Fuck that.
How do you even know you'll get that reward? This is Cassidy we're talking about.
I was thinking the same thing, but Lucas did his homework. He says this new mayor is the real deal.
That silly old man. He just wants one last case with his protege before retirement, even if it means you'll get yourselves serial killed.
And I'm all here for it.
Of course you are. It's not like self-preservation is anywhere on your hierarchy of needs.
Can't argue with that. So, speaking of my, needs, what do you know about Cassidy's most prolific murderer?
Not much. You should ask Art. He's much more up to date on that stuff, being our crime correspondent and all.
Ah, I see. Do you know about Deb?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair?
I like her books, but I don't care much for celebrity gossip. Awful thing
same.
that happened to her, though.
Jane
What
Doe?
do you know about the woman who was burned alive by the Soothsayer?
Oh, nothing. I hope that horrible demon is caught soon.
Nothing. Do you guys think she did it? What if she did it? That would be a crazy twist.
What do you know about Benedict Townsend, the murdered deacon?
I don't know anything about that poor man.
Hey, you're a Christian. What does a deacon actually do?
It depends on the denomination, but a deacon belongs to a church and can practically do the same work as a priest, with the exception of sermons and rites.
Interesting, thanks.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Are you familiar with scrying mirrors?
I think so, yeah. You mean the black ones made out of obsidian, right?
Sha.
Yep. What do you know about them?
Not a lot. I know they've been around since ancient times and that they're quite popular in New Age culture today. My friend Meadow is totally into that stuff. I bet she'd talk your ear off about it.
Oh? Sounds great. Where can I find her?
Let me call her tonight and ask first, okay? She can be a bit peculiar about things.
Sure, not a problem.
Sweet.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
I'm not. My family, we're Protestants.
Eric
Do you
Holloway.
know anything about Eric Holloway, one of the Soothsayer victims?
Not really. I'm sure you know more about him than me.
What do you know about Rose Taylor, the first Soothsayer victim?
She worked as a nurse, I think. Other than that, I don't know much.
Same. I know a little more than you, because I read your newspaper. What if it's Art?
Have you heard of the Azure Sky Motel?
That's where one of those serial killings happened, right?
Yeah.
Thought it sounded familiar. I don't know anything else about it, though.
What if Art is killing people to get more stories and to try and make it big in the newspaper realm?
I don't want to ask her about that.
Become a big reporter. What do we want to ask you about? Phone?
I don't want to ask her about that.
What about your family?
Hey, your brother is pretty hot.
Ew.
Mind if I...
Not a chance, Kathy.
I would never hit on my friend's brother. Ew. I don't, like... Ugh. I don't know how people do that. For me, I'm like, even though my friends are not my sisters, their siblings feel on level with my siblings, even though there's no relation there. I don't know why. It's just like if I'm friends with somebody, their family is family only. Do you know what I mean? And so like they're in the realm of friend/family, and it will never go beyond that.
Hey, do you mind if I borrow some tape, E?
Fine.
Oh, I just stole it. My God.
Hey, E, can I have one of your cards?
Sure, go ahead.
Want to have a water cooler moment together?
I have a lot of work to do, Kathy. Get to the point, please.
Jeez, you're no fun.
Well, you fired her, so...
Still keeping that little bugger around, huh?
Oh, I wouldn't part with Ribbit for the world.
I don't want to ask her about that.
Okay. How about that?
I don't want to ask.
How about that?
I guess.
Whoops, sorry.
This is a nice place you've got here.
I guess. Beats the basement office we had before.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to ask her. I should
You should probably what?
probably look at...
Look about, okay.
I don't want to ask. So, how do you like working here at the Gazette?
It's fine.
That bad, huh? My condolences.
I shouldn't complain. I'm grateful to work at a real paper, but the stories they give a junior like me...
Yeah.
I get it. Things are rough at the bottom of the totem pole. What are you working on right now?
Well, It's a feature about this old lady with a very nice pottery collection.
Cool.
Oof. I feel for you, E.
What? That would be so rad to cover. I mean, it depends on the type of pottery it is, but like you could look at it and like do research into pottery and methods. Like there's so many angles that you could go at for the pottery. Why is it a oof? You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to show that to her.
Okay. How about you like my camera?
Give me a quality camera like that. All I get to play with are budget knockoffs.
Ouch. Hang in there. I'm sure you'll get access to some quality hardware when you're more established.
Yeah, I would hope so.
I don't think there's anything else to show her, really.
I'll let you get back to your work.
All right, see you later.
See ya! Alright, what's up?
Art Hopkins. Just the man I need to see.
Hopkins.
That's so. This better be good.
You look like Steve Zahn.
What do you know about the Soothsayer?
What do I know? I made the Soothsayer. Before me, he was the Mirror Murderer, the Cassidy Ripper, or whatever derivative moniker those dullards at the Times or the Sun can muster up.
Oh, wow. So what's your take on the guy?
I could see right through you, Rain. You're a bad apple, and it stinks all the way up here. Finally got a whiff of that reward, huh?
Can't blame a girl for trying. You've got your sights on that money too, huh?
Who doesn't? It's 200 fucking grand. I got a juicy new lead, too.
A new lead, huh? I doubt it's that impressive.
Nice try. I'm not gonna slip up. Word of advice, go back to your cheaters and insurance frauds and leave the Soothsayer to the big boys.
So he could totally also be a red herring. But I heavily... He would have a little bit, maybe, of motive to be a serial killer. Because if, like I said, if he does that and then it leads him to eventually making money and he pins it on someone else to get the money, even though it's him doing it. You know what I mean? And again, it could have started out with him just doing it in order to become the writer that writes about this particular killer the best, to the point where he gets like identified by bigger newspapers or a news station or like whatever. Who knows what his goal is. This is all hypothetical. And then it just so happens that this $2,000 reward landed in his lap a little bit and he was like, oh, cool. I bet you I can do something with this now too. Like that could be a motive for him.
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair? The most recent Soothsayer victim?
Or he's a red herring.
Don't waste your breath about the Soothsayer. I'm not gonna say squat.
Well, I'm still gonna ask, so...
What do you know about scrying mirrors?
Certainly more than you. I'd be surprised if you ever picked up a book.
Oh, I've got tons of books. I have 2 shelves.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
Don't waste your breath about the Soothsayer. I'm not gonna say squat.
Well, technically that's not, I mean, I didn't directly ask about, I just asked about the church.
What do you know about the Azure Sky Motel?
Stop wasting my time. We both know you're just fishing for information about the Soothsayer.
Yeah, so? Orson?
I don't need to ask him about...
Alright, she's keeping that very hush-hush, eh? Cactus?
I like your thorny little friends there on that windowsill.
The cactuses?
Cacti?
I can't seem to kill them off, no matter how hard I try.
They're cacti.
That's cacti, Art. Are you sure you're a journalist?
Oh, fuck off.
That's funny.
So, you're one of those green tea guys, huh?
Of course, I take my health very seriously.
Green tea.
I couldn't tell. You're about 48, right? I can see that receding hairline of yours.
Ha ha, you ain't exactly the poster child for health yourself, Rain. I could smell last night's booze all the way from here.
Wow, they are tit for tat, aren't they?
That's a Michiru Pro, right? Early edition?
Correct. You got an eye for quality.
Force of habit. A PI with blurry pictures wouldn't last very long.
You guys are the same person, basically.
I see that somebody's desperate to milk their achievements on the high school sports team.
You were always picked last, weren't you, Rain?
Did she want to be picked anyways?
I should probably look at that before.
All right, well, I'll do that in a second.
Jeez. Do you get any work done in between those vacations, Art?
It's called foreign reporting. It must be an alien concept to a small-time PI like you.
Sure thing, buddy. Keep spinning that yarn. How do you like working here?
Why? You looking for a job?
Maybe.
God, no. I could never work at a place like this. I have authority problems.
Yes,
Don't
that's
we
true.
all? These days, management doesn't dare try to bother me.
Mm.
They know I'm the only reason this place is still afloat, so they let me write whatever the hell I want.
Some ego you got on you. Well, I'll leave you be for a sec.
All right, that's all I needed.
Okay, then.
Can we look at these at all? No? They're just kind of there. All right, well, what is this? Framed article.
I remember that. Something about a corrupt church. When the story broke, the place was shut down and some of the higher-ups went to jail.
All right, Art. Got anything to say about
Can
that?
I pick your brain for...
Here, what?
That's quite the story you've got framed up there on that wall.
Oh, yes. One of my proudest accomplishments.
Must have taken ages to break that story, right? What made you decide to investigate the church? What was the fallout? Some people were arrested, right?
It must have taken ages to break that story, right?
Half a year undercover. Now that's a proper investigation.
Damn, son. Wouldn't make it 6 minutes, let alone 6 months. That's dedication. Lots of sermons to listen to, I take it.
That's dedication. Lots of sermons to listen to, I take it.
Ugh, too many. I could feel my gray matter shrinking with every psalm, hymn, and other delusion thrown my way.
Oh. What made you decide to investigate the church?
What made you decide to investigate the church?
I had a family member in that parish who told me some strange stories. Didn't take long for my reporter's instinct to kick in.
Must have been tough to ruin a loved one's place of worship, or, that's simple. Here, I thought you were a militant atheist like me.
Oh. Must have been tough to ruin a loved one's place of worship.
They're better off, believe me. I'd prefer to keep them out of organized religion altogether, but at least now they're no longer associated with goddamn criminals.
Sorry, E.
What was the fallout? Some people were arrested, right?
If by some you mean a lot, yeah. 12 people charged, 9 convicted,
Whoa.
and about 100 years of prison time sentenced in total.
Holy shit.
Damn. The state shut the church down too, right?
Oh, sure did.
Good riddance. They should bulldoze the whole block and turn it into a parking lot. Pfft. That's a shame. They didn't have to punish the whole congregation just because leadership was corrupt. I think that...
That's a shame. They didn't have to punish the whole congregation just because the leadership was corrupt.
You don't know what the hell you're talking about. That place was rotten to the core.
All right.
How do you think Eileen is doing here?
I don't gossip about coworkers. Take that shit somewhere else.
I don't want to ask him. I don't want to...
Okay. Well, I suppose we're done.
All right, that's all I needed.
Okay, then.
Eileen, anything else for you?
Hey, E, one more thing.
Yeah?
Man, I'm itching to know what Art's new lead on the Soothsayer is.
I bet, but I wouldn't know anything about that. Not that he's been my favorite person lately.
Well, yeah, I
You
can
can still
understand.
find out, right? Don't you want to ruffle that arrogant prick's feathers a bit?
Oh, well,
Pretty please.
okay, fine. I'll try, but no promises.
You're the best.
Either that or I'm just a slow learner.
Oh, poor Eileen.
Alrighty, it's getting late. I'm gonna get out of your hair before Art rats me out and calls security.
Oh, he wouldn't do that. He's not as bad as you think, Kathy. You guys are actually quite alike.
Oh God, you better take that back before you make me take up smoking again.
I have no doubt you'll be able to resist the temptation. Bye, Kathy.
Bye.
Bye. I know she was saying bye, but it sounded like she was saying bye like we do nowadays. Bye. Hello? Get that phone. Purple kitty.
Rain Investigations.
Pink kitty?
Kathy, it's me, Eileen.
Hey, E. What's up?
Oh, just burning the midnight oil. So, I wanted to let you know that I found Art's new lead on the Soothsayer.
Ooh.
Amazing. Do tell.
Well, you know those people who were killed? Apparently, they were all under the influence of some sort of illegal drug.
Oh.
Interesting. What type of drug?
I'm not sure, but this toxicology report here says that the street name is Pyre.
Never heard of that one. I better go ask Lionel.
Lionel? Who is that?
My drug... a friend of mine, that's all.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'd say you should take better care of yourself, Kathy, but you've heard it all before.
Pretty much, but seriously, thanks, E. I owe you one.
Don't worry about it. Oh, and by the way, you know Meadow, that friend I was telling you about?
Yeah, what about her?
She said you can come see her tomorrow. She's got an RV over on the west side, Sycamore Lane 21.
Tomorrow's gonna be busy.
Perfect. I'll go talk to her in the morning.
Okie dokie. I gotta get back to work now, but I guess I'll see you around.
You bet. Catch you later, E.
Bye, Kathy.
Pyre, huh? I better call the cop shop and ask Josh about that.
Josh office. Is Josh the guy from the first game? Sorry.
You've reached Detective Everett, Narcotics. I'm not available right now. Please leave a message after the beep.
Hey, Josh, this is Kathy Rain. Been a while, huh? Let's meet and catch up. I have something I want to run by you. Hit me up at my work number, will ya? Okay, bye.
Is it the blonde guy?
All right, I guess that's that. Let's see if Lionel is at his usual spot.
But first we pet.
Who's the cutest predator around here?
No.
Yes, you are.
Oh my god, they're so cute. Oh my god, I love them. Oh, they're so cute. God, I miss having cats. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my dog. I love him so much. Oh, I wish he was a cat. I want him to be a cat so bad so I can just pick him up, put him on my lap, and he'll purr, and ugh. I want him to be able to change between being a dog and a cat at his own discretion, at his own will. But, like, that'd be so cool. We buy gold. Barcelona. Signal button. Beep. Oh. Cigarette machine.
Rockports and other cheap brands. I'm certainly not going to waste my precious relapse on shitty smokes like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I better hope I don't get desperate enough for one of these predatory loans. Looks like a seedy place. Pawn shops like this tend to be involved in all kinds of shady business.
Well, yeah.
It's closed. Not that I have much left to pawn.
You can pawn your earrings.
Fast cash,
And your,
huh? Guess I could use some of that.
eyebrow ring.
You know, you're really downtown when the amount of neon approaches seizure-inducing levels.
Anything else to look at? I think that other one is just going back. So, yeah, let's go talk to Lionel. He looks great.
Hey, what's up,
Look at all
Lionel?
that purple, man.
Hey, girlfriend. You here for the white stuff?
Not this time, buddy.
Oh, you broke?
Well, I am, but that's not...
You just broke. Well, I ain't giving you a tab. I'd never see my money back. No offense.
I don't want a fucking coke tab, Lionel. I just had some questions.
Whoa! What's with the hostility, girl? There's no reason to be unsavory among friends.
Sorry, rough day. Can I run something by you?
Go on then. I suppose I got some time to spare.
So we gave up smoking, but we took up hard drugs? Okay. Well, I know we want to ask you about this.
Do you know Pyre?
Oh yeah. Strong trip, they say. I'd love to get my hands on some of that.
Hard to come by, I take it?
No doubt. I never got so much as a whiff of the stuff.
Oh, really? Who's slinging?
No one I know. Sketchy motherfuckers, though, whoever they are.
How so?
Well, for one, you won't find them on the corner like us, regular hard-working candy men.
Yeah, you're all salt of the earth. How do they conduct business then?
Through art.
Well, they pretty much don't.
I'm not following.
Well, join the club, 'cause it's some real candid camera shit. Every now and then, one of them dope fiends starts yapping on about some creepy fucker giving them Pyre, and it's always on the house. Trying to run an honest pusher out of business.
Some kind of obtuse marketing tactic?
If it is, those people sure as hell ain't capitalizing on it.
Some half-assed DEA honeypot operation then?
No way. The feds don't give a fuck about Cassidy, trust me.
Who are these fiends then? Got any names?
Nah, I don't ask for names. And the junkie clientele all look the same to me, no offense.
Haha. So you don't know anyone who could get Pyre? Some drug dealer you are.
No, I didn't say that. There is this one person who just might be able to pull it off.
Yeah?
A friend of the boss. Ultra wealthy connoisseur. Tries everything once, apparently. Rich. I mean old money rich. Deeply connected.
Is Wade
Quite the sales pitch.
old money?
Are you gonna give me a name or just leave a girl hanging in suspense?
Now. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Surely a gumshoe such as yourself is well aware that information is a commodity.
I told you, I'm fucking broke, Lionel.
And I ain't deaf. We're talking a simple exchange. If you find out who's slinging Pyre, you send the Love Lion a word.
Deal. Loaded guy's name, please.
It ain't a guy, strictly speaking. It's one of those, transsexual types. Prefers to go by the name Hannah Verdu.
Verdu? That rings a bell. Some French family, right? Mine owners?
You tell me. Sounds about right.
Hannah Verdu.
So what do you know about Hannah Verdu?
Not much, but I know she owns and runs a place on the south side. The Club of Hearts.
Catchy name. Casino?
Poetry club, if you can believe that.
At least he's using her correct pronouns.
Can. Sure sounds like an appropriate waste of money for a Verdu.
Yeah. I suppose those motherfuckers ran out of rooms to put golden bathtubs in.
Either that or mammoth wool rug suddenly went out of style.
Club
So
Hearts.
that poetry club. Do you know where it is?
South side, that's all I know. Never patronized myself.
I don't need to ask.
Okay, Soothsayer?
What's your take on the Soothsayer?
That creepy motherfucker got the whole town on edge, don't he?
Yeah.
Funny how City Hall didn't give a damn until one of those celebrity types got killed. Embarrassing look for the city, huh? I suppose it was just a matter of time until Cassidy got our own Ted Bundy. Place like this, with no hope, breeding ground for psychos.
Deborah?
What do you know about Deborah Sinclair, the latest Soothsayer victim?
Look, I don't know nothing about those murders, victims, whatever. Don't bring that shit up with me.
After I just brought up the serial killer in general, and he's like, oh my god, yeah, totally, I know all about it. Like, oh my god, I have things to say. And then you're like, what about one of the victims? Shut the fuck up. Don't talk to me about it.
What do
Okay.
you know about scrying mirrors?
Nothing. What is that? Some new age shit?
Oh, never mind.
I mean, it can be, but no.
Are you familiar with the King of Kings Catholic Church?
You ain't serious, right? Do you remember who you talking to?
Bro, you can be
forget it then.
Religious and also be selling drugs. The two are not mutually exclusive. I think it's very interesting that his little character, I don't know if you call it a sprite necessarily, but his character model in the actual landscape versus hers, like hers is completely stiff and his is kind of moving around.
Are you familiar with the Azure Sky
She's
Motel?
just straight up.
Nah, haven't heard of the place.
Really? All right, well.
You sell a lot of gold to the owner of this place?
On occasion. Sometimes my clientele prefer to pay with wares of questionable origin.
Oh.
Fast cash. The sign mocks me.
Short on dough, huh? That ain't a problem. You just gotta loosen up your moral compass is all.
Would if I could, but I think that thing's way too loose already.
I sincerely doubt that, girl. You play tough, but you ain't fooling anybody. Deep down, you a softie.
Oh, quiet you.
Don't look at my soul.
This place is pretty well fortified, huh?
Girl, you lost? This ain't exactly Beverly Hills.
How does the owner of this place feel about you doing your business here?
Oh, he's more than fine with it. We've got one of those mutually beneficial arrangements.
Nice.
You know if this guy's one of those ruthless loan sharks?
Nah, he ain't so bad. Better not push him too far, though. He knows some bad people.
Well, yeah, he's a loan shark.
People. Such as you?
No comment.
You're not smoking nasty old Rockports from that machine, are you?
Very funny. You know the Love Lion's got impeccable taste in tobacco. Only the best imports.
Cool, okay. I don't think I need to show you anything, so we'll leave.
That's it. Later, Lionel.
Until next time, hot stuff.
Alright, what's on my to-do list?
I better look up that poetry.
In the phone book, got it. Alright, let's go, bro. Exit. Nice. This also really makes me want to play Hotel Dusk again. Sorry. I've got the yawns. Hotel Dusk is great, but I would have to find a way. I would either have to find a way to emulate it, or I would have to find a way to attach my 2DS because it's only on my 2DS. Club of Hearts.
All right, found an address.
Nice.
They're not open until Friday night, though.
Oh.
Guess I'll have to wait a couple of days.
No. Oh, never mind.
I'm beat. You want to hit the sack, girl?
Yeah, bedtime.
Come on, then.
So cute. I was gonna say, should we look up Hannah Verdue? Although that potentially wouldn't be in the book. Spooky bedtime music. What the fuck? Why so spooky?
So, there's something I need to tell you.
Is this a dream?
Yeah, I know, kid. Time to move on, huh?
Yeah. Is it that obvious?
I wouldn't be much of a PI if I couldn't see the writing on the wall for this one. It was nice having you around, though, kid. You spruced up the place, I gotta say.
Well, don't get lazy without me. I'm sure you still have a couple of years of detective work left in you.
Oh, that's all I need. Just a couple of more cases. Then I'm riding off into the sunset.
Nice.
What's going on, Lucas?
What do you mean?
Oh, he's
Something
dead.
wrong with my vacation outfit?
I mean, you look a little gray.
I've always been a sun-kissed kind of guy.
Oh, my God. What the heck? Finish day 1. Cool. Should I stop here, maybe?
Okay, Kathy. Enough loitering. Time to get back out there. You've got places to be.
I'm not really sure, because it's either now or stop in like 10 minutes, because I don't have all the time in the world today. We do have a lot to do, though. I think I'm going to save that for next time. So yeah, I think I'll probably save here. Save game. Day 2 start. Save. Yeah, that seems good. Can I pet the kitty? I just want to pet them real fast.
I'll let her sleep.
Ah, I would totally pet them. You can let them sleep, but I would totally pet them. My kitties, first of all, my cats would wake up with me and follow me around the house when I had cats. Aaliyah especially, she was my cat, you know? I didn't choose her, but she chose me, and I was like, we are one now. But like she would follow me around the house and meow at me. Like if I go into the bathroom, she'd follow me in the bathroom. If I then go to my bedroom, she'd follow me to the bedroom. If I go downstairs to the kitchen for a snack, she'd follow me down to the kitchen. Like she was always at my heels. It was always really cute and really sad whenever I'd like go to school or go to work. The apartment that I was in had stairs, and so I'd go all the way down the stairs and to the front door, and then I'd look back up, and at the top of the stairs she'd be sitting there waiting because she knew she wasn't supposed to go by the front door, so she'd just kind of wait at the top of the stairs and kind of tilt her head and look at me like, where are you going? Why are you leaving me? And I was just like, oh my god. And then sometimes I'd like run back up the stairs and give her some extra pets and kisses, and then I'd walk out. And then she knew what my footsteps sounded like, so when I came back home, she would be at the top of the stairs again to greet me hello, and then she'd follow me around, and she was my cat. But yeah, concerning sleeping, she specifically would either sleep right above my head on my pillow, or she'd sleep underneath my blankets with me. I miss her. She got to be 20 years old before we had to say goodbye to her a few years ago. She was old, man. But like, oh my god, I miss having cats so bad. Like, dogs are great, don't get me wrong, but I'm absolutely a cat person. I love cats. They're so cute. I love their tiny little faces, their cute little whiskers, their pointy little ears. I love their purrs. I love their sass, their tood. Oh, I miss it. I miss it so much. I love that I don't have to take them outside, although in the future, if I did ever have another cat, I would probably want to train them on a leash just so that I could take them outside and they would know the rules. And then that way, if they did happen to like leave out the door, hopefully they would know to come back and stuff. Anyways, I'm rambling now. Also, all of my notes that I'm writing are in a notebook that has cats all over it. Like little cat images all over it. Anyways, that's going to be it for Kathy Rain. Thanks for coming to my TED Talks with all my brain fog. I'm going to see if I can record even more of this, but I don't have a ton of time today, so I'm going to end it here. I'm really excited. I had no idea this was coming out, so this is a complete surprise. I heard from someone else that I watch on YouTube and Twitch that this game was coming out because they were playing it, and I was like, oh, what? So I got really excited. I hope you're just as excited as well. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Bye!